Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Mitchell Hour Reacts. So today we're going to talk about Boosie and his daughter situation. If you guys are not familiar, a couple months ago, Boosie and his daughter got into a public argument. His daughter was saying she wanted to go out and go down to see her mom. And she's saying that that's the reason he took the car back that he got her. Boosie was saying, no, your mother trying to put me on child support when I've been taking care of you. But so I'm going to go ahead and play this video, and then I'll come back with the rest of my thoughts.
He don't even have for me. That's not me. I'm sorry. That's not me. I don't care how much money he got. I don't care how big he get. I don't care how low he get. I don't want to be a part of that nigga life. I'm glad I don't gotta call a nigga my dad no more. He's a bitch. Like for real. I'm glad. Anybody that know me knows. When that conversation came up, oh, do you like being the daughter of a person that's famous? I always said that it was aggravating. I'd rather have I never said I'd rather have a regular, but I said I'd rather have a dad that's trapping or something.
Man, so his daughter went crazy. And the sad thing about it is her mother's in the background telling her what to say and egging her on. That's crazy to me. But I'm gonna say this. A lot of Boosie's fans are on his side. A lot of people that don't like Boosie are on the daughter's side. And I'm on nobody's side because they're both wrong. Yes, she is the child and she needs to be respectful. But it also says parents don't provoke your children. So Boosie making a song about the situation and then still talking down on the mother is going to put the child in an awkward place. And the child is going to feel like she has to defend her mother. But one thing that we got to understand about this whole situation is that Boosie is the parent. So getting on the internet because you're mad at your daughter for the things that she said, which you have every right to be, but then saying that, you know, she's not a good child. She was going to the football games and having sex with young men in the bathroom. Like,
she was embarrassing the fam. I mean, she was giving her body away at football games in the bathroom, man. I mean, she going to my son's football games, having sex in the bathroom with boys.
As a father, you shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? The child can not supposed to jump on the internet and disrespect the parent either, but the father jumping on the internet to talk to his fans who are not in his family is the wrong thing to do. You know what I'm saying? He should have called her, not, you know, or get a third party involved so they can sit down and talk. You know what I'm saying? And if the young lady doesn't want to talk, then okay. That's fine. But you as the parent jumping on the internet saying that she was having sex with boys in the bathroom and your mother, me and old dude ran a train on your mother. And that's how, like, that's crazy. In my personal opinion, being a man, I feel like that makes Boosie look a little bit more crazy. But to get back to the point, for a child to get on the internet and say, I would rather have a drug dealer being my father than a famous person. I wish he was on death row. I'm going to tell you this. I've gotten mad at my parents. I mean, really mad at my parents. But I never wished death upon my parents or anybody. My father died of cancer and 3 years ago. And I would give anything to have him come back. So seeing a child or a young lady that is mad at her parents, and to get online and say the things that she's saying is kind of hurtful, even for me, because like my dad is no longer here. Death is final. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that this young lady can get on there and say that she wished that he was on death row and all that, and for him to get online and call his daughter a whore and say all these things, like, they're both wrong. And it's like, I miss the times where the internet didn't exist, where families would have to sit down and talk to each other. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, people didn't want to jump online and get validation from people that really don't know the whole story, get validation from people that don't know them at all. That's the thing that I don't understand about this whole situation, because Boosie's daughter's getting online talking all this different stuff where she knows that her financial well-being is dependent on her father. But yeah, she's getting online bad-mouthing them, calling bitch-ass niggas and a snitch and all this other stuff in front of the little bit of fans that she got only because of who her father is. You know what I'm saying? And releasing old phone calls that was recorded by her mother some years ago. You know what I'm saying? Boosie getting on and saying what he said. And I don't know, man. This whole situation is just messed up. And I'm not going to talk bad about either one of them. Like, but it just seems that they need help. Getting online and saying the things that you're saying about your daughter, about your daughter's mother, and the mother egging her daughter on in the background on a recording. And then the child doesn't have enough sense to realize that her mother's playing her. And the father's Boosie's using his daughter to get back at the mother, and the mother is using the daughter to get at Boosie. That's crazy. But in the long run, the person that's going to be hurt the most by this whole situation is the daughter, is the child. I've learned when my parents were going through their situation to never choose sides. Even if what you think you're saying, it might not be true. And what they go through in their relationship has nothing to do with you as a child. And I learned not to pick sides. They're for my mom, they're for my dad. And I just hope that this young lady gets the help that she needs. That's my thoughts on the situation. Until next time, I'm out.